Hi guys, welcome back to the Fastest Lap podcast. As you can tell, I'm on my own again this week, but today we are doing an Australian Grand Prix weekend roundup with me, Mel. I'm aware it's a bit late, apologies for that, been quite busy, but if you fell asleep during the Aus Grand Prix, like a lot of us did, I'm here to just let you know on all the action that went down during the race only, because practice was boring and qualifying was boring, so let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, can't remember much about the Grand Prix, so I'm gonna read off my notes what I do remember, and anything that doesn't make sense, I've probably lied to you all about. But the Australian Grand Prix is one of those Grand Prix like Japan where I don't really know what's going on, I'm very tired, and I've probably fallen asleep. However, the race start, I remember it because it was actually exciting. It was just chaotic. Every single race start seems to be chaotic, but seeing Russell take the lead from P2 into P1 into turn 1 was just nuts. I think it's always better to play it safe at the start of the Grand Prix, so seeing him make a move like that shows a lot more confidence that he has with the car, and it was very thrilling to see. It had an interesting start. I was hooked, as I am every week, but I was really hooked. However, unfortunately, bad luck. Karma is not Charles Leclerc's boyfriend because Charles got booted into the gravel trap on the first lap, and his race ended before it even started pretty much. It made me so sad. I felt scammed. I put on my Ferrari t-shirt because I was like, the McLaren's gonna be crap today, so I'm gonna support Ferrari for a change. Put my Ferrari t-shirt on, and then Leclerc went into the gravel. More on McLaren later though, because Sly. Yeah. Temporary yellow flag with the safety car out while they cleared up the rubbish from the incident with Leclerc. And then the race got red flagged. I think we had about 3 or 4 red flags this race, which is the most I've ever seen for one race since I've watched F1 from what I can remember. But there was a red flag due to Alex going into the gravel, shunting his car into the gravel, and displacing a bunch of gravel all over the track, making it unsafe to drive on, because even though the cars were going through during the safety car, I think for 1 or 2 laps, and made essentially a dry line through the gravel, it was still really unsafe, so they had to red flag the race and sweep the gravel off very, very quickly. Yeah. How bizarre. Never seen that before. And then that was a lot of time. I was just sat there like I could be asleep. But anyways, there was poor George. On to George now. His car just, they said let him cook. They said let George cook, and he cooked so hard that the engine failed and set on fire. So that was the end of his race. Poor George. These things happen. I feel like the Australian heat was very difficult to come to. I think it was hotter than Bahrain, but again, I could just be absolutely lying to you all. But yeah, poor George, because last year he had his first podium with Merck in Australia, so it wasn't very cyclic for him, which is a shame. And if that wasn't enough to top it all off, Kevin Magnussen's wheel just flew. Kevin Magnussen's wheel flew off the car. It flew. He tapped the wall, and the wheel just, I don't know whether it wasn't on properly, which has had this problem before, where they don't seem to understand that you have to put the tyres on the car tightly so that they don't fall off, but he tapped the wall and his back right, I believe, it flew. It was gone. So that brought his race to an end, because then his car just packed in as well. And then we had another red flag. How fun! I love a red flag. Well, sometimes, depends. I don't really like a red flag when I've woken up really early to watch the Grand Prix and I'm sat here thinking I could have just gone to bed and watched the highlights, because I can't even watch the battles that I want alongside the live action because I don't have Sky on my TV. That's one of my favourite things at the minute, is we've gone from it's now, if you're a Sky Q or Sky Glass customer, it's so funny, it's like a contrast, it's brilliant. Anyways, Alpine Civil War, anybody? Oh my god, have I never been so excited to see 2 cars crash because I think it's deserved. I think that the pink Alpine is crap. It's just ugly. It just doesn't look good. It didn't look good last year. It doesn't look good this year. They don't rock the pink. Sorry, Alpine. But also definitely put attention now in the garage, considering the drivers took each other out, which, you know, not great for the cost cap, not great for team morale, not great for the people who are now thinking, for God's sake, now I'm going to have to make another bloody car. Double points for McLaren. Go my team. Oscar's first home Grand Prix and first points of the season. Yay him. Lando points too. Great, points on the board all round. If we could do that the rest of the year, that would be lovely, because I would like to watch a Grand Prix without feeling like I need to cry afterwards. And if that was enough excitement, we had another Aston Martin podium. It makes me kind of sad, because imagine if Seb was driving that car. Wow. Would that have been... It would have been so beautiful. But yeah, Aston Martin clearly seems to know what they're doing. Their car is incredible. Fernando's incredible. Lance is a very, very good team player when he doesn't crash. So yeah, go Lance. And Perez. Slay Perez. Took the fastest lap of the race with a 1:20. Good for him. Max is still currently leading the championship. That's all I can really remember of the Australian Grand Prix. So I don't know who will be here next week. However, we will see you after this very long, it feels like cruelty to be honest, this extremely long break. It might as well be summer. We might as well have the summer break. Before we go to, where are we going next? I don't even know. Hold on. I'll check. I'm not very prepared today. I'm never prepared. We're going to Baku, where, I'm telling you now, king of the street circuit, Perez, is going to come in clutch. But yeah, thank you for watching my very chaotic 7-minute Grand Prix roundup. I will see you guys next time we do a podcast about Baku. Goodbye.